focusing, the art of focusing. I think focus is something that we have very much lost or are in the process of losing. And you might say, well, how is that possible? How can you lose focus? Well, you can lose focus. But I think we're being conditioned either purposely or as a byproduct by and of the use of social media. Flicking between apps all the time, these 30-second videos, these TikTok videos. And I'm going to explain more about that in a minute. But the reason focus is so important is focus is basically your ability to keep your attention on one single thing for a period of time. And ultimately to succeed in anything, to get better at anything, to grow in anything, to develop anything, we need to be able to place our attention on a point for a long period of time, or a period of time, until we've completed the task, and then we move on to the next task, and that's how we grow and get better, right? Where, we've got to focus in one single thing, whereas if we focus on 17 different things, our attention and our energy gets diluted, and therefore the results get diluted, and it takes us longer to get to where it is we want. And we can put this into kind of any area of life. We could put this into building a body, losing fat, building muscle. We could put this into getting better at being more social, relationships, developing relationships. We could put this into our appearance. We could put this into our careers. What do we want to be? Where do we want to go with our career? How do we want to develop our career? Anything we want to achieve, we need to be able to put focus and attention into that, right? Now, I think more and more people seem to be claiming to have ADHD or claiming to have symptoms of ADHD. I know I feel that within myself. I think more and more children are being diagnosed with it, and more children are developing it, and even more and more adults are showing signs and symptoms of it. Even when you're having a conversation and you can see their mind going to so many different places, and they're not able to kind of string a thought together, a sentence together, or a conversation together based on one single topic, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't think it helps. And I think we need a level of kind of fluidity and flexibility, and the ability to dart about, but then go back to where it was we began, and where the focus. Now, focus is something that we can train. Just like anything, we can train and get better at anything, okay? And focus is one of those things. And one of the main tools that I would use, personally, or I do use, and has been used for thousands of years, is the act of meditation. The ability to sit there with your eyes closed whilst your mind is going from, point to point, thought to thought, thing to thing, feeling very uncomfortable, feeling like you want to get up and move, and then training your brain to remain still and just to sit back down. Every time your brain's like, come on, let's go. It's nope, stay, sit back down. Like training a dog. And the more that you train that dog, and the more that you train your mind, and the more that you get yourself back to that point of attention, the more you increase your focus. And you might start doing this for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes maybe. And it might be that you use guided meditations on YouTube like I started. And then over time you take away the sound and you just focus on keeping the mind clear, or just being aware of the thoughts and then letting them go rather than getting attached to them. So that's going to help create and improve your focus, right? Other things you can do is things like long distance cardio. Long distance cardio, people claim to hate long distance cardio. And I don't think it's necessarily although it is because it's quite uncomfortable. I think it's the fact that you're doing it for a long period of time. It's the same thing, it's repetitive, and you really have to kind of tune in and focus. Otherwise your brain tells you to give up over and over again. So long distance cardio, meditation. Also stay away from your phones, guys. Like, I know you're watching this video on your phones, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your attention and your support. But I also want you to just put the phone down and leave it alone. Because the more that you flick from YouTube, okay, now to Instagram, now to messages, now to this, now to that, you're basically training your brain to have a very short attention span and to be fixated on a topic or something for only a short period of time. If you are going to use YouTube or your phone, try to dive into longer form conversations like podcasts or documentaries, things with a bit more substance to them. And at first you might feel your attention flickering, feeling like you want to go on your phone, you know, that addictive nature of the phones. But the more that you become aware of this, and the more that you do this, and the more that you want to improve in your focus, the better you will get at it. And I kind of I had this epiphany just a minute ago. I was going through a time over the last 6 months where everything seemed to be falling to pieces. And a lot of it was because I didn't know what I wanted to say, what my message was, who I wanted to be, what I wanted from life. I went through a breakup and I went traveling and I lost interest in what I was doing in terms of bodybuilding and aesthetics and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't really know who I am or what I want. And because I didn't know what I want, I felt my attention going from thing to thing, person to person, always looking for a woman to fill that gap, or looking for a career to fill that gap, or looking for food or something to fill that gap. And I could feel my attention being pulled in all directions, and it was uncomfortable. I was on my phone a lot. I was playing games a lot. And then it's only recently with journaling and going, what do I want? Where do I want to be? What do I want to do to get there? Focusing in on what it is that I want, creating a focus in terms of my motivation and where I want to go. I now feel motivated again, and I feel happy again. I'm feeling driven and fired up again. I've got more energy all of a sudden. So more energy to work out, more energy to get into work, the more of a passion and desire to actually do the work that's required on a daily basis to make sure my clients and myself are going up, are progressing, getting results, right? So refocusing using journaling is something I've used. And then I've been on dating apps on and off, and every time I open them, I'll do them for like a week or two, and then I realize that it's taken away my focus, my attention from the mission. And the mission right now is to get back on my feet financially, get back on my feet in terms of where I'm living, and get my life back in order. I don't need a woman right now. I don't need a relationship. I need to keep bringing that focus in every time my brain tries to go, oh, a woman would be nice, or food would be nice, or alcohol would be nice, and just refocus it. And like I was saying, I had this epiphany just a minute ago. I was in Sainsbury's, and I was going in for one specific item. As we do, we go in for one specific food, right, or one specific item, and we end up coming out with like 15 different things, spending more than we should, and eating more than we need to. But I was like, no, I'm going into Sainsbury's. I know, well, the one thing I'm getting, I'm going to pick that up and I'm going to get out. And that's the idea of focusing. Practicing that idea of, this is what I'm going for, this is what I'm getting, and I'm not leaving with anything but that. So we need to be aware that our focus is being manipulated, our attention is being manipulated, and we are being conditioned into having short attention spans and short focuses, a small focus. So yeah, if you want to be successful in anything, the first thing you need to do is regain your attention and regain your focus by doing the things I have spoken about in this video. That's all for today, guys. Turn your phone off, stop watching me, stop watching everybody else, and just stay quiet and stay still.